Hello, everybody, and welcome into a very special episode of the Penny Bloom podcast. It is I, Colton Robertson, and today I am not joined by Tavares Pennington. I am not joined by Joseph George, Miles Buttress, Kyler Barnett, or Tillman McClooney. No, today I am joined by none other than my girlfriend, Emily Rose Thompson. What's up?
Hi.
I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
I'm excited. I was excited when you volunteered. When you were like, I want to be on a podcast. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I already had an idea for it. I'd already been planning. I was steps ahead.
Yeah, I was feeling a little left out.
Yeah, watching me talk to other dudes for hours on end
Exactly.
wasn't great for you.
Exactly.
All right. Well, today we'll aid that, and hopefully maybe in the future we can aid that too. So we're going to be talking favorite Pixar and Disney animated movies. We've got a top 5 that we made together. It's Colton and Emily's top 5 Disney animated, Colton and Emily's top 5 favorite Pixar, and then we've each got some honorable mentions in there. I'm excited to talk all about it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good. Let's roll the tape.
This is the Penny Blue.
Yeah. The
Okay.
theme song.
Oh yeah, do that.
Okay, I'm on it.
Welcome to the Penny Bloom podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dads, listening to Tomcats, talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. Get some weed and now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. All right, let's go. Penny Bloom podcast. It's the Penny Bloom podcast. Penny Bloom podcast. It's the Penny Bloom podcast. Penny Bloom podcast. Penny Bloom podcast.
So let's cut right to the chase. We're here to talk favorite Pixar and Disney animated movies. Obviously, we've got our top 5 together, but let's start in the Pixar realm. Give me your honorable mentions. These aren't your top 5, but personally for you, you've been drawn to these movies, and also I want to make it clear to the people that the top 5 movies, we won't have any of them in each of our honorable mentions. Obviously,
Yeah, we decided to separate it.
Yeah, separate it, make it its own, because we wanted to go like just top 5 overall, but then we got into it. We were like, okay, so we need a top 5 Disney, and then we need a top 5 Pixar because there's too many.
It was impossible.
There's so many. There's way too many. So, give me your first honorable mention.
All right.
For Pixar.
First on the list for Pixar, I have A Bug's Life.
A Bug's Life. Now, that's a good one. I haven't watched it since I was 10. Probably even earlier than that.
It's a good one. You need to rewatch it.
I'm sure. Well, we'll revisit it at some point, I'm sure, because we've been making our way through this list a little bit the last couple of days. But A Bug's Life. To be honest, never drawn to the bugs.
What?
It's never been one
you
that
didn't eat ants when you were a kid?
I did not eat ants when I... Did you eat ants when you were a kid?
My dad told me they were a good source of protein, and I believed him. So.
All right. Well, to each their own. If you like eating ants, you like eating ants.
No,
in several cultures.
Learned. I don't eat them
in several
anymore.
cultures, people eat bugs. It's not an abnormal thing, honey.
Well, no, I grew to just love the ants. Ants are friends, not food or whatever.
So, would you prefer the movie Ants to A Bug's
There's a
Life?
movie named Ants?
You've never seen the movie Ants?
No.
Oh, here we go.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you Ants.
That's okay.
So you want A Bug's Life, but you don't want ants.
Yeah, I like the diversity. Ants seems a little bit.
Oh, it's other bugsists.
Yeah, it's bugsist.
Yeah,
I want to see like ladybugs and caterpillars.
You want to see it all?
Not just ants. Like that's the straight white man of the bug. You think I want a movie with? Oh,
that's fair. That's
exactly.
fair. I certainly don't want a movie with nothing but straight white men.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. So.
I'll do an honorable mention now. So one of my honorable mentions in the Pixar realm is Finding Dory.
Really? Not Finding Nemo.
Well, you know why Finding Nemo is not in one of our honorable mentions, but that's right. A spoiler.
That's a spoiler. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It's in our top 5. But yeah, you know, I had to get in Finding Dory because we rewatched this recently, you know, and I went and saw it in theaters and stuff, and I remember it really resonating well with me because, you know, they really get you to care about Dory. You know, you like Dory in the original Finding Nemo.
Mm-hmm. They do a really good job of keeping it consistent with the animation and stuff and the characters.
Absolutely.
We got to see old characters. We got to meet new ones.
Oh, dude. I love seeing Crush, dude. Crush, dude.
Dude was high the whole movie.
A whole movie.
But so were we. So.
Spoiler alert. I also liked Dory's relationship to the whales. How she knew them when she was
so
little.
Cute.
That was one of my favorite parts of the movie, you know. And I'm not a huge fan of Ellen DeGeneres. She's cool, you know. You know, she's
Ellen.
She's Ellen.
You know, but
that's not true, Ellen.
I did invite you to my birthday party.
But other than that, it's really good, and I like the relationship she forms to the octopus as well. Or is it a squid?
Oh, the squid.
Is it a squid or is it an octopus? It's an octopus. It's an octopus.
We have the same problem with Squidward too.
Oh, Squidward's so incredibly unclear.
Squid.
His name is Squidward. If he's an
octopus,
octopus, then that's just got to be some sort of appropriation. I gotta think.
It's honestly just the writer didn't want to draw the extra legs. That's disrespectful to octopi, though.
The octopi population. The octopi population has to be pressed. They have to.
Cancel the SpongeBob. Just kidding.
No.
Rest in peace. Love
Rest
him.
in peace. Love SpongeBob. But yeah, I liked Finding Dory overall. It's a good movie. Give me another one of your honorable mentions.
Oh yeah. Yep. Okay. Number 2, we got WALL-E.
WALL-E.
I personally love WALL-E because E.T., my initials are E.T.'s. I got called E.T. in grade school, so I always just loved it.
Are you okay?
Okay? You know, it's just related to being an outsider and a robot, just like in the movie. But anyways.
I like WALL-E a lot. You know? It's a good movie. I think it's interesting what it says our future could be.
Oh, that's right. Like a big ball of trash.
Just a big ball of trash. You know, that's where climate change is taking us.
Wow. WALL-E's
and we're taking us there by ourselves, you know. Not doing enough to stop it.
And then honestly, WALL-E's relationship with Evie is just so cute. Amazing, wonderful, outstanding, beautiful, breathtaking.
That's another one I haven't watched in years, but I remember loving.
It's just a classic. You know, there are movies that are classics that you don't really have to rewatch. You remember every single line.
Absolutely. It's a good one. It's a good one for sure. My next one is Monsters, Inc.
Classic, once again.
This is one I should have pressed harder for to get into the top 5 because I love this movie. It's one of my favorites ever. You know, I love Sully. I love Boo. Boo's adorable.
Was Wachowski? Mike Wachowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Have a nice day. But yeah, you know, it's a good movie, and like all these other Pixar movies, it's fucking moving. It always ends up getting you at the end, you know, and I like it. I like it a lot. I think it has one of the more compelling villains in all of the Pixar movies. With Randall.
Yeah.
I don't like Randall one fucking bit. Scares the shit out of me.
See,
or did once upon a time.
That's why
Still
I
does a little bit.
Let it in the top 5. That movie like literally scared me when I was a kid.
Well, that shit where they put the suction thing to their lips. Horrifying.
Like I didn't rewatch that many times when I was a kid because I didn't want to go look under my bed. I didn't want to look in my closet. Like it actually terrified me.
That's an interesting thing too. Like the fact that they put a child's movie out about monsters.
Yeah, real appealing. Pixar.
Yeah. Well, and you know, they were trying to mend the relationship between the monsters and the children, but overall, it's just, I mean, it's going to scare more children than it's going to, you know, appeal to, I
mean, I love the movie now. I watch it, and I'm like, this is a great movie.
Oh, and that opening sequence, like, that shit's awesome. I love it.
The nostalgia.
Oh, the nostalgia out the ass. It's one of my favorites. But, trying to think of any other Monsters Inc. stuff that I can comment on.
I mean, they come out with another one that's more relatable to our generation with the
University,
Monsters University. They're in college.
Yeah,
like, how does that even apply to kids either? Like,
no, absolutely.
I feel like both movies more adultish.
Made for older viewers.
Yeah.
Made for the parent to watch
children.
with the child. brave children. Brave. And that sequence at the end where they're like jumping through the doors through all the different like places around the world and stuff.
Dude,
I loved
sick.
that. That was outstanding.
That felt like a fever dream. I love Pixar movies that do that too.
Oh, a lot of them do it too. A lot of them do it. But what's your next one?
So this one doesn't bring me much nostalgia, but more like this was just a really good fucking movie. Was Inside Out. You know, emotions have emotions.
Absolutely.
My first reaction was like, that was really cheesy.
Absolutely. But I mean, like, it's Pixar. It's going to be cheesy.
Yeah. I also ran out of options because the really good ones are on our top 5 list.
Yes, of course.
However, Inside Out still made it to my top 3 because I just love the idea that you need sadness to be happy, which is what that movie kind of preaches, I guess.
Well, it's like you appreciate happiness at its heights because you've experienced sadness.
Exactly. Or how each happy moment happened because you were sad first.
At some point.
Because it showed that at the very end that her sad memories were actually happy, or her happy memories actually were sad at first. And I was like, oh.
It's overall just telling us to like appreciate your life, you know? It's not just
it's
just not a
emotions.
series of happy and sad moments. It's just overall it's a life. It's a good life, hopefully.
True.
I like that. But my last one for honorable mentions, Toy Story 2.
All right.
So, Emily had to keep me from making the top, all of the, well, not all of the Toy Story movies, but the first 3 Toy Story movies from getting on this list.
He wanted to put all 3 of them on these lists.
They all deserve it. The Toy Story movies are phenomenal. All I have to say is fuck that rat bastard Tim Allen.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Toy Story. What's the
Toy
what's
Story
the love
2?
behind it?
Okay, well, Toy Story 2 more so than Toy Story 1 makes me nostalgic as fuck. I don't know what it is because this is widely viewed as like kind of the worst Toy Story. At least that's the perception I've gotten of it anyway. But it's like probably my favorite to watch, just because I love the introduction of all the other Woody's Roundup characters, like Jesse, Bullseye, and the Prospector and stuff. Mm-hmm. I think that's a fun little sequence. And then, I mean, obviously, the most satisfying sequence in all of television and movie history, when Woody is being repaired. Yeah,
it's definitely the best storyline in Toy Story, in my opinion. But my favorite would have to be Toy Story 4, just because I love that they give Bo Peep a new glass-like figure. They make Bo Peep hot, and they give her like her own little, she's a woman boss. She doesn't need Woody's help so much anymore.
She don't need a man.
She don't need no man.
She's been on her own for a while.
Exactly.
And I like that. They play on the idea a lot of lost toys.
Yeah.
Like Jessie was a lost toy in Toy Story 2.
It makes me want to go buy toys. I genuinely feel bad.
I feel bad for them. Are they vibing?
Even the toys are a slave to corporate America.
It's true. Sad, but true.
Yeah.
But that wraps up my my Pixar honorable mentions, and I think it wraps up yours as well.
It does.
Do you want to go to the top 5 Pixars, or do you want to move to top 3 or honorable mention Disney animated?
Let's go to top 3 Pixar, but I'm about to sneeze.
Way to lead us astray.
It didn't come. It was gonna come, and then it went away.
To lead us
astray.
I have been run amok.
I thought you were gonna pause it.
Never.
Okay.
We pause for nothing. Nah, it'll be all right. I won't cut it though.
Okay. Sorry for faking you guys out.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's go to top 5 Pixar.
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna go from the bottom up here.
All right, fair.
We got
in 5th place.
At 5th place,
5.
The Incredibles.
The Incredibles. This movie used to be my favorite of all time. Whenever I was a troubled kid trying to find a favorite superhero, a favorite movie, because everybody always asks you, "What's your favorite color?" I was like, I don't know. So every time I was asked my favorite movie, I would just say The Incredibles because it was easy.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Superheroes, bro. Super strong guy.
Oh, and absolutely badass, too. I mean, I remember the opening sequence. It's like, I don't know if you'll exactly get this, but it's like a direct homage to the Batman animated series.
Nerd.
It shows the silhouettes of everybody fighting. You remember all that at the very beginning?
No,
The Incredibles. Of The Incredibles, like they're running around and stuff.
Yes.
That's an homage to the Batman opening from the 90s. Fun fact. I loved it. But anyway. Yeah. Monster Encrabé.
You got the classic thick Pixar mom. We got the classic moody teen, classic fast child.
Child on coke.
Say classic. The classic strong dad.
And classic magical baby.
Classic guy who has frozen superpowers.
Oh yeah.
All classic.
And the villain, classic origin story. Trying to help a hero turned villain because the hero wasn't who he wanted to be. You know, never meet your heroes, etc., etc.
Exactly, never meet your hero. Yeah, I've heard that. I still want to meet Taylor Swift though.
She just smacks you in the face.
I would thank her. I would say, "Thank you, Taylor Swift, for smacking me in the face. What can I do for you?"
She smacks you again.
And I'd go,
Thank you again.
Thank you again. Anything else?
One more time. No, but The Incredibles is really, really good. I remember I actually saw when I was like, this movie came out in, 2004 or something like that. I saw The Incredibles on ice at Kemper Arena in Kansas City when that was still open when I was like 5.
Nerd.
And I sat in the front row with this little head on that looked like the villain in the movie. What was his name?
I don't know.
Syndrome.
Something stupid.
Syndrome. And, you know, I had his, like, hair on. His tall, red hair.
Are there pictures of this?
There are probably pictures of
I
this
need
somewhere.
to see them.
But, yeah, you know, the chick who was playing the mom on ice, like, skirted by, and then she, like, hockey stopped, you know? She slid sideways on her skates. She looked at me, because I was, like, the only kid who, like, had a syndrome thing on.
Oh, my gosh.
And she pointed at me and, like, gasped, and I was like, no. I've let them down.
She literally murders you right there. She stays in character.
Goes full Elastigirl on me.
Gets promoted.
White privilege. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's go to number 4.
Number 4.
I want to say it.
Go for it.
My turn. Go for?
Go for it.
Wait. All right. Number 4 for the Anyways, Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Again.
Yes.
You fought hard for this.
I love Toy Story. Nostalgic classic for me. You know, one of the all-time faves.
I allowed this because it does bring me a lot of nostalgia.
Oh, and I mean,
talking toys.
I mean, to be honest, too, Toy Story 1, like in all honesty, story-wise, probably not the best Toy Story, in my opinion. Mostly because I don't fuck with that guy, Sid.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not supposed to fuck with that guy, Sid, but like, I don't like. He doesn't resonate with me. I'm like, this kid's fucking like wild.
Yeah, he belongs in an insane asylum.
He's murdering these toys.
Yeah.
And for why?
I had something to say and then I forgot.
But yeah, Toy Story. We've talked a lot about it. I mean, and Tom Hanks is Woody, so.
Yeah, it's a great cast. I remember looking up Toy Story cast and just being like, holy cow, how did they get all these people to work on this movie?
And I mean, Tom Hanks, the belle of the ball.
And it's a classic children's movie, like talking toys.
Mm-hmm.
Every kid wants to go see that.
You are a toy!
Freaking Buzz.
To infinity.
Beyond!
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention something about Toy Story 2 that I absolutely love.
What's that?
The homage to Star Wars.
Nerd.
Well, there's that part at the end where Zurg is like fighting Buzz, right?
Oh, I definitely got Star Wars vibes from that one.
Well, and they like really, they did the whole thing. Like Zurg looks at Zurg looks at Buzz and he's like, do you know your father? And Buzz is like, you killed him. And Zurg is like, no, I am your father. And Buzz lets out the no.
Wait, no, I have a question. Isn't that not actually the saying in Star Wars?
What is commonly mistaken for it is Luke, I am your father.
Okay.
But it is actually no,
I am your father.
I am your father.
Cool.
Fun fact.
Man, I kind of wish I could have been there whenever Star Wars was first released, so that I could be in the movie theater on the release day and just be in that movie theater whenever he said that.
There was actually footage that was just released on TikTok of like a live reaction to a screening
not fair.
of Empire Strikes Back when it came out in movie theaters. And like, obviously my entire life I've known Vader as Luke's father. I never got to experience that like learning. It was just kind of like ingrained in like everybody. Like there are like two things in pop culture that everybody is familiar with immediately. It's the beat to Who Let the Dogs Out. Oh, and the beat to the song We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
And then that Vader is Luke's father.
Yeah.
That's it. Everyone knows that.
I like came out of the womb and I just knew. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. I
father.
know that guy. But nevertheless, Toy Story 2 paid homage to that big time.
Like I never watched a Star Wars movie until I met you, and I knew Darth Vader was Luke's father.
That's right.
So.
That's right. Well.
Numero
next.
3.
You want? Oh, it's my turn because you said Toy Story.
It is your turn.
The counterpart to Finding Dory, Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
The classic.
My second favorite all-time movie of all time of ever.
Your second favorite all-time movie of all time of ever?
Yeah.
When you were a kid.
When I was a kid. Not now. I'm more mature. I like things like Moana and Frozen.
Well, naturally.
No. But, yeah, I loved this movie when I was a kid. I thought it taught a great lesson of something. I just knew it was really deep. I don't know how. Deep in the ocean.
Like the ocean?
Okay. You say things about the movie.
I love Finding Nemo, you know? I watching Finding Dory more recently, it makes me wish I would have gotten more Flounder and Nemo in the movie, you know? Because I loved little Nemo, you know, with his little fin. He's so damn cute.
It's really funny, though, if you watch it and only will look at his fin the whole time.
Yeah, that thing's flapping.
Like, they really animated
that thing is flapping. But yeah, you know, he had to touch the butt.
Buttock.
He had to touch the butt. But yeah, overall, very good movie.
Like, Pixar really makes me question who else can talk in this world, because I always think my stuffed animals talk to each other about me, or animals talk. Your pets probably talk about us.
I have a theory that dogs can communicate telepathically.
That would make sense.
Well, because I've watched my dogs like look at each other, stare at each other for a very long time, and then like get up and run to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, what the fuck were you doing?
Maybe they have like a secret language. I did that with my siblings.
That's silent? Where they just look at each other?
Me and my sister can do that, though. We can just look at each other and know, you know?
Lies.
I tell the truth.
I don't believe you. No, I believe you. I don't believe you. I believe you.
I do. I don't.
I do. I don't.
I do. I don't.
I don't. I do. But I do. I don't know. I do. I do. But I don't. So number 2.
Ghosts. We just watched this.
Literally just
finished it.
While I was completing my first commission.
Yes.
Of painting.
Of painting, by the way. If you want to
buy a painting.
Not to promote in the middle of a podcast.
DM me on Twitter or email me coltonrobertson56@gmail.com.
Anyways. Moana is number 2. Moana. Make way, make way.
What can I say except you're welcome?
And Colton had never seen that until
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so he watched it for a second time today. I just love this soundtrack. I remember listening to this soundtrack like nonstop whenever it came out. I don't know how you didn't end up watching this with the soundtrack. That is so good.
Oh, it's phenomenal. You know, it's probably got my favorite soundtrack of any Pixar movie.
Besides
number one.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
but it's just too damn good. You know, it's I love the idea of this, and it's got similar vibes to Little Mermaid. You know, there's a lot of parallels, I feel like, to Little Mermaid in that movie.
But it's new and it's diverse.
Yes, it's new. It's a new take on a similar story. You know, a young princess. You know, basically, because she's set to become the chief of their island and stuff. So, I mean, like Ariel was the princess under the sea.
True.
She longed to be with the people. Moana wanted to go beyond the reef. You know, their father was the one who wouldn't let them. Really, they both tried to burn boats.
I feel like dads really never know what's best ever. I'm just kidding.
Mother knows.
Yeah, mother knows
best. We'll get to that later too.
Yep, we just foreshadowed.
But Moana, it's fucking beautiful.
It is. It's a beautiful movie. Pixar's
probably my second favorite looking movie from Pixar as well. Behind our number one, like number one is just the best Pixar movie there is. Period. But Moana, it's luscious. The greens and the blues.
Oh my goodness. It's just so fun to watch.
It's vibrant.
It like lights up your brain.
It's fucking magnificent is what it is. And I mean the lava monster. You got The Rock on the cast. And what's not to love about Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
The ending scene. Can we say spoilers on this?
Absolutely.
The ending scene
Spoiler
when she puts
alert.
the heart into Tafiti. Like, literally made me cry the first time I watched it. I was like, this 100%. Is beautiful. I didn't know she was going to be the big plant lady.
I didn't either. I didn't realize that she was going to be climbing up out of the ground like, yeah, what's up?
I was so shocked.
'Tis I.
And then she's like Mother Nature, I'm guessing, but for the ocean. I don't know who she is. I don't want to disrespect Hawaiian culture either. I don't know if this is a legit story.
I don't either. We'll have to look into it. But it is awesome. Like, nevertheless, whether it is like an actual story in Hawaiian
or if it's
lore,
just made up, it's really really
regardless,
cool.
fucking awesome. And I love Tafiti. She's just gorgeous. I loved that. And
I just want to give her a big hug.
Probably my favorite little detail in the movie is the grandma of Moana, how she became the stingray and stuff, and how she was meditating in the water. And she's like, people may think I'm crazy, but I know what I'm doing.
And like, you know what? She was right. She was 100%
right.
I just thought it was funny that the dad straight up did not even think the story was true. I was like, why do you think your island is dying, bro?
Fact. And your mother, why do you think your mother's lying to you?
Like, you think your mom's just straight up insane? Like,
oh, that's just Ma.
She's crazy.
And the dad, played by none other than Tamara Morrison, the father of Aquaman and Jango, Boba, all the clones in Star Wars.
Nerd.
Fuck you.
Our number one is Soul. I have watched this movie at least 30 times.
At least. I mean, we've watched it several times.
Because every single time I get high, I want to watch it. It is my comfort movie.
It's
I could go on about this movie for hours. I text Colton and I text him little things that I notice in the movie because I keep rewatching it.
Yeah. And like the detail at the beginning where
he's talking to
his student introduces him to Dorothea Williams. He's like, look at this cat. It's the cat I was telling you about.
And I was like, wait, that was a foreshadow.
Yeah, because he becomes a cat. He becomes Mr. Mittens.
Or whenever the Soul 22 is in his body and she's running all over the street and he's like, hey, don't run across the street. But in the beginning of the movie,
he just walked right
he's just walking right through the street. That's actually how he died. So
it's him learning a little bit. He's like, yo, you got to take care of my body. I'm not doing that again.
22 was just doing what his brain already knew what to do.
Yeah, I love Tina Fey in this too.
And I didn't know it was Tina Fey. I thought it was like I don't know, Kristen Bell or something. I didn't know it was Tina Fey. I thought it was anyone else.
But yeah, Tina Fey.
Doesn't sound like her.
But I mean, jack of all trades, Jamie Foxx.
Oh my goodness,
role.
I did not know it was Jamie Foxx either.
You.
And it's him playing the piano too.
You. Probably.
Which is like my favorite part of the whole movie. I just
dude's
fucking
a fucking
love
king.
the music.
Jamie Foxx is a king. King of creation.
Good. And my parents don't really want to let my siblings watch this movie because they think it's like a movie about the afterlife and Disney's take on the afterlife. It's not really.
It's not, but there was always going to be that problem. I remember the first time that we watched this, I immediately was like, this is going to piss some people off. Like, just because, like, it is an incredibly specific take on the afterlife.
Yeah.
Like, but I think it's
them.
I think it's clear that it's supposed to be fictional.
Yeah, it's very clear that it's not legit. This is our take on the afterlife. It's just
they're all made up stories. I mean, it's lovely. I mean, their take on the afterlife is fucking cool. Like the big white light that everybody goes towards.
And every time a soul goes in there, it's like a digital buzz. I was like, whoa.
Like WandaVision vibes in here. But I think it's interesting that, like, at the beginning of the movie, everyone else had kind of accepted their fate.
Yeah, and he was like,
no. He was like,
I'm not missing my shot. I am not throwing away my shot.
Nah, he was not. He was not going to throw away his shot. And he tried to run away, and he ends up in the before world.
The great before. Yeah.
Which is just awesome, too. Like,
yeah,
the idea
you find out how you get personalities and stuff.
And that part
is probably what is going to make people mad, like, to think that that's how...
I think that's the most. I think that's the most like original part of the movie. Like it'll probably piss people off. Like, and if it does piss you off, you're an absolute loser. But if it does piss you off in that regard, that like your personality is predestined, like it's like, who are you to say? You know, like our personalities aren't predestined.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say before. Probably is the little train of all the people going up into the great beyond is probably what.
Oh, yeah.
Pissed a lot of people off.
And just...
It's heaven or hell.
Yeah, it's heaven or hell. It's heaven or hell. I mean, as long as Lil Nas X is just holding it down. Down there. Love that guy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pretty
cool
if he's
guy. Down there, I'm going too.
Good. No. But I love Soul. It's a fucking beautiful movie, and there are several parts that just like hit you.
It's just ethereal, and it makes you cry every time.
Yo, I love the part where 22 is in his body, right? And she's looking around, and she's just like taking in all of the beauty, like every little detail, like a helicopter falling out of a tree, yeah, kid rolling by on his bike, fucking leaves cracking on the ground and stuff.
Yeah, crunching,
not cracking.
And like the fact that basically she got her spark was that she needed to want to live life, and it's like that's like the best message I think that Pixar's given, that your spark, like, you silly humans, and you need your purpose. Yeah, you just need to want to live.
Like take in everything around you. And every once in a while when you're sitting outside, just look up and go, whoa.
Yeah, I remember, like, I went on this jog once in downtown Kansas City, and there's this tree, and I just, like, laid on the big branch, and I just looked up, and I was listening to music. It is, like, the most beautiful thing. I probably felt what 22 felt. I was just, like, birds and leaves, and I was like, this... It made me like Earth for a minute.
No, I mean, Earth is nothing wrong with Earth. It's the people on it.
It made me like.
No, I get you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know how to explain feelings sometimes.
No, not good.
Not
emotion.
Good emotion.
Call
me Batman.
Watch DC's Harley Quinn on HBO Max.
The DC Harley Quinn TV
maybe
show.
That's one we can. Maybe that's one we can talk about later, because Tavares won't fucking watch it. I'm trying.
It's
trying
so
hard.
Good, Tavares. If you're listening, fucking watch it.
Yeah, maybe that's one we can talk about. But
just get through the first episode. Just get through
after
the first.
After that, it's a breeze. But regardless, Soul.
It's just my favorite movie.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those that's going to hit everybody. It's not even one that I'd like say that is. None of these are too specific to children. They're made for children, right? But like anyone can watch them.
Yeah.
This one, I don't think a children can comprehend in all of its like complexities.
They're really catering to the adults.
Like the thing that kids will like about it. Ooh, pretty. Like, yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Good music. Mm-hmm. Love that cat. Yeah, stuff like that.
And what's going to be controversial is the one movie we didn't talk about for Pixar is Up. It's a good movie.
I mean, no doubt.
I don't want to hate on it. Everybody loves it. It's a classic. It's just, it's not for me.
Yeah, I have never been a huge Up guy. I like the visuals and I like the
storyline. It's just something about it. I don't know.
It's hard for me to rewatch.
It is.
I know it's going to tear me up a little bit.
I don't know if it's just because it's too sad for me. It's like too real world. Because, you know, we got talking toys. We got talking emotions. We got talking souls. Like, it just... Yeah. And then we got your loved one dying. And you guys were going to have a kid.
House float away with balloon.
And, like, I don't want to watch that.
I do love the house float away with balloon visual.
It is. It's pretty. I think that's what gets a lot of people. And
the
talking dog.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's all squirrel.
I think I don't like the sub character of the little Boy Scout though, and like the talking dog can annoy me. I don't know. I think I don't like the sub characters.
Yeah, I like the main character, the old guy. Mm-hmm. But after that, it kind of begins and ends with him for me. You know? So that's why Up didn't crack.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions or top 5.
Yeah, sorry Up.
No hate to the Up fans out there because, like we said, solid movie, just not for us.
Yeah. And I guess it's like an honorable mention. We'll call it that.
Yeah, you know, like it's consider it honored.
It's been honored and mentioned.
All right, how about we get on to the Disney animated projects?
Let's do it.
So let's go honorable mentions for these. You want me to go first for this one?
Go ahead.
So, first one I got Aladdin.
Ooh.
Aladdin, a classic. One that rivals a lot of movies for like the most nostalgia provided. Like when I think about this, like nostalgic movies, I think of Toy Story, I think of Aladdin, I think of Star Wars The Phantom Menace. But stuff like that, it's too good to pass up. I'm always going to rewatch Aladdin if I get a chance.
Yeah, as a kid, I was not allowed to watch it because, I don't know, probably something to do with magic.
Probably.
The only reason I've watched this movie, when I worked at Walmart, in the back, we had a TV. We replayed Aladdin that whole entire Christmas season. So I watched Aladdin every day, basically, for about 2 months. So that's how I watched Aladdin. And I also played some of the music in my 7th grade band.
Kick-ass. Aladdin soundtrack is phenomenal.
I loved the soundtrack. I listened to the soundtrack. I just wasn't allowed to watch the movie.
World. That is Aladdin, right? A Whole New World? Yeah, it is.
That was the song we played, A Whole New World.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. And I love the vibe.
It's beautiful.
I guess it's like a blue vibe, I guess.
The
starry night vibe.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I love this is another one of those villains that like is one of the top ones in all of Disney animated with Jafar.
Mm-hmm.
He's a kick-ass villain. I like watching him. But like his scepter and stuff, fucking cool. Just cool. But yeah, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful movie.
And another movie I've also watched the live version action of Aladdin with Will Smith.
I have not watched that.
You don't think it would be good? You'd think it'd be pretty cheesy, but after watching that,
I have no doubt. After I watched the live action Lion King, I have no reservations towards these live action adaptations because I absolutely fucking loved the live-action Lion King.
The Aladdin one is really, really good, too. We should watch that.
Like, I was just as moved as and it felt brand new, you know? Like, that was what was so cool about being able to watch the live-action version of it, is that, like, I got to watch it, again, for the first time in a new way, you know? So, if I could do that with, like, anything, I would, you know? I love anything I love, so that's pretty kick-ass.
All right.
What's your honorable mention? One of them.
One of my honorable mentions. I used to watch this movie with my siblings all the time. It was like our go-to. The Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New
Groove. With the freaking llama.
Gronk.
Just like, I don't know if you guys remember the llama song, Happy Llama, Sad Llama, Totally Rad Llama. That we fucking loved llamas.
Cusco's poison.
It's just...
Poison for Cusco.
I'll always have a draw to llamas. Whenever we went to Target, I picked up that llama because I wanted to paint it.
I mean, Sama Llama Dama Llama. That's the beginning of a Eminem verse.
Oh, okay.
Sama Llama Dama Llama, you was I'm a human, what I gotta do to get it through, I'm a superhuman. Go ahead.
That was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that rap, I've got it down. Rap God, it's a good one.
You're gonna have to pause. No, I'm kidding. Nah. Okay, now that we're back. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, Emperor's New Groove.
Just a really good movie. Basically, a potion gets mixed up. This guy ends up a llama. He's a sad llama. He's a humbled llama.
He's a rad llama.
And then he's a king, you know?
King llama.
He's so humbled, he decides to help people, you know? After being a llama, that changes you.
King llama.
It's just a great movie.
It's one I need to revisit, too, because I haven't watched it in forever.
We're watching that later, then, because I want to watch it again, too.
We shall. My next one... just mentioned the live-action adaptation, The Lion King. Now, this is one that goes in that nostalgic category. It's absolutely phenomenal. And since we were talking about bugs earlier, no movie sequence has ever had me more tempted to eat bugs than when Timon and Pumbaa are just tearing it up.
Them bugs look juicy.
Bro, they look fucking delicious.
Like,
they look fucking good.
It's unnecessary.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite dynamics in the whole movie is Timon and Pumbaa, obviously.
Once again, I was not allowed to watch this movie because of the song The Circle of Life.
There you
a
go.
very religious father.
There you go.
Wasn't allowed to watch a lot of things.
It's the circle of life.
Was not allowed to.
And I mean, Simba. Just a classic symbol of a young king, you know? Destined to become more.
I just can't wait to be king. No one says do this.
I just love it. And again, just beautiful visuals.
And then they also even followed up with a great sequel.